What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. And welcome to tonight's NA meeting, where we'll discuss the economic data for the week, analyze today's session, and from that, build a winning game plan for tomorrow's price action. And if you haven't done so already, you can show your support by subscribing to the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the charts now. This is tomorrow's data. Be mindful that all times are in Central Time. And we have a small block of news scheduled for tomorrow, so let's jump into it. At 7:30, we have goods and services and trade balances for the month of June. At 9 o'clock, we have the tip economic optimism for the month of August. And at 10:30 and 12 o'clock, we have the 52-week bill auction and we have the 3-year note auction. And now that we know what to expect, let's jump into the charts and create a game plan for tomorrow's price action. This is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream, and today was definitely a range day. To be more accurate, today did trend, but we basically trended in a big giant range. And as I analyze the charts, I see about 3 clues that's going to be essential for helping us find the best trades going into tomorrow's stream. So let's jump into it. During the overnight session, we saw a gap open that was followed by a 1,048 point move to the downside before the bulls were able to find support and made an attempt to retest this high. After the bulls failed to trade price higher and a sweep of this liquidity above this high, we saw the Nasdaq trade an additional 644 points to the downside as the bears try to make an attempt to take out pre-market's lows. After the failed rotation lower, you can see that the market had a 2-legged pullback into support, and from this area, we saw the market rally 926 points to the upside, sweeping the liquidity above 280, and we saw another 2-legged pullback into support. And from this, we did see the market trade higher going into the end of the session. And based on this price action, here's what I'm going to be looking for. Right now, I want to see how the bears and the bulls react when price trades back into this 18,015 to about 17,995. In this range right here, I want to see either the bulls take full control of this market and we blast higher, taking out this high for the ultimate objective to fill this gap that was left by the market, possibly trading back up into that 18,600. Now, if the bulls fail to blast off of these moving averages and we see the bears break through it, then I'm going to be looking for the bears to come back in and really blast, retesting these lows and possibly trading through it. Now, in my opinion, what's most likely to happen is that we see a move to the upside. And if you look over here at the hourly chart, you can see we have this double bottom. We have a break, we have a pullback, and it does appear, at least for right now, that the market is making its way to fill that gap. And once we get that gap fill, this is where I expect for the bears to come back in and we can get a possible retest of this area. Now, today has definitely been a crazy day. We've seen an 1,000 point move drop to the downside, and we've seen a 900 point rally, almost taking out the entire move that we saw in the pre-market. So anything can happen. And that's why the price action overnight is definitely going to be essential going into tomorrow's stream. Now, if you're enjoying the content and appreciate the value that me and my trading partner provides to the trading community, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the release of our next NA meeting and live streams. And with that said, let's jump into an ES chart. This is an ES chart, and this is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream. Just like the NQ, during the overnight session, we did see a gap open that was followed by a 226 point move to the downside. However, unlike the NQ, what we saw was a 2-legged pullback into an area of support. And from here, we saw the bulls trade price 160 points to the upside, sweeping this high. And we saw an additional 2-legged pullback into support. And we're seeing the market move overnight. And based on this price action, here's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, it does appear that the ES has found support. if we do get a pullback, I'm looking for the market to trade between 420 to 415. And if the bears really do mean business, probably no more than 408. But if the bulls are able to hold these EMAs and we see price trade higher overnight, I'll be looking for the market to take out this high, trading into a price around 330 and ultimately filling its gap. Now, the gap is not that far away here on the ES, and I do expect for the market to fill this gap before we see any major retracement down. Now, tomorrow is Tuesday. We don't have any major news going into tomorrow, but after the bell, we do have earnings for super microcomputers. And so the markets will be looking at these results because it's going to reflect how the market feels about NVIDIA earnings. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out for that release. And in summary, both markets had gap opens. Both markets had big moves after the gap open, with the Nasdaq trading 1,048 points to the downside and the ES trading 226 points to the downside. And finally, both markets recovered half of their drops that we saw in the pre-market, and it does appear that it will be filling its gap, if not during tomorrow's session, most likely Wednesday's session. And also, we do have super microcomputer earnings after tomorrow's bell. So we're definitely going to have to pay attention to how the market reacts. And that's all I have for tonight, risk managers. And you can watch us trade these concepts live by clicking this video. We'll see you there.